How's it going, everybody? Welcome to the Positive Mindset Podcast, where we come together to raise our vibration, lift our perspective, and build a positive mindset. My name is Henry, and I'm so thankful to have each and every one here today because in this episode, we're going to talk about what this life is. If you want to change it, if you want that positive experience, this is the episode for you because we're going to talk about how to achieve it. But before we get started, we're going to take a few moments to slow down, zero in. We're going to take some deep, healing, meditative breaths to help us align on the frequency that we want in our lives. So pick a word. It could be love, joy, happiness, abundance, whatever frequency you want. And we're going to take a deep breath in. And as you're breathing in, you're going to say that word over and over and over again. Really charge yourself up with that energy. And then as you're holding your breath, visualize yourself doing something in that frequency. And once you exhale, anything that no longer resonates with you will leave you and you'll be in a more positive state. So let's go ahead and take a deep breath in. And out. We're going to take another deep breath. This one's about alignment, about getting ourselves in receiving mode so that we can receive the message that we need to hear to get us in that positive state. So just imagine that you are surrounded by the most healing, uplifting energy that's meant specifically for you. It could have a certain color, a certain taste, a certain smell, however you imagine it. And when you breathe it in, it's going to charge you up. It's going to break down the negativity, the blocks, the weight, everything that's just been holding you back. And once you exhale, anything that no longer resonates with you will leave you and you'll be in a more positive state. So let's go ahead and take another deep breath in. And out. So finding a common ground, finding a place that you can believe will give you a foundation. When you have a foundation, you have something to stand on. When you have something to stand on, you have something to build on. So a lot of people get lost in what is going on when you die. What is going on with religion? What is going on with this life that we live? Why is it? Why do we have it? What's the purpose? And there's so many answers and so many things. You know, there's thousands of people that are going to listen to this podcast and then believe different things. And if everyone disagrees on something, it can be hard to find something to be locked into, to really believe as foundation. The one thing that we can all accept is that this is an experience. It's experience for all of us. Whether you die at the end of it and there's nothing, or there's heaven, or there's other universes, and you're here before, whatever. This is an experience. Once you identify what it is that you're having, you get to choose what to make of it. You see, in this experience, you are the observer of it. You see, and you feel, and you absorb all of it. You are the observer. You observe through those different ways. But what is it that you're observing? It's your creation. It's our creation. You see, us humans, or whatever you want to call it, have been creating what's next and then observing it. So this is an experience where you observe and create. It's really hard to disagree with at least that. It's really hard for someone to say, well, that's not true either. If you're listening, that makes sense. We are observing it. This is an experience. We don't know what's after. We don't know what's before. We don't know what's beyond the physical, but we know there's at least that experience. So once you know that, you can start to make your shift. What do you want your experience to be? Obviously, people have different experiences, so it doesn't have to be just the one you're having. People have had your background. People have had different backgrounds and ended up where you want to go, where you don't want to go. How was their experience controlled? How was their experience molded? Was it molded by them? Was it molded by the universe? Was it molded by chance, by luck? It can't be just by luck, because there's people that start in one experience and they think, they obsess over where they want to go, and then they do it. So there is a way to control the direction you move. There's a way to control your experience, to build your experience, to expand your experience. So what do you want your experience to be? I would imagine if you're listening to this, you want it positive. You want it more positive than it currently is. That doesn't necessarily mean happy. You see, positive is just the positive frequency close to love. So you want to operate in that highest frequency, which is love. And love is really the word that we have, but it really doesn't define what it is. It's pureness. It's fullness. It's knowing everything. It's the highest. That's the goal. That's where we're trying to get. So when you have a positive mindset, you're a mind that is set on higher frequencies. So you want to make your experience a positive one. Well, just start focusing on what you're observing, because we are creators. We observe what we create. So that means we must create what we observe. So what are you paying the most attention into your life? If it was explained so simple to the thing that you look at the most, the thing that you think about the most, the thing that you feel the most will grow. If you just knew that for a fact in this experience, you could change your entire life. Just by focusing on something more, it will grow. Imagine that you can focus on, or you have 10 focus points a day. Every day, you have 10 focus points. If you're just randomly putting those focus points out, you're doing what most people are doing. You're just seeing what's in front of you and moving. That's why most people end up on the same similar tracks in life, because they're all just looking at each other. So they see what that person does, so they do it. But if you're in control of that and you're focusing on what you truly want, then that will be your experience. So you have these 10 focus points. What if there's something in your life that you put 7 of those focus points on and you could only focus on 3 others, or you only had 3 points left to give? If you did that every single day, the thing that would expand in your life is the thing that you're putting the 7 focus points on. That's why your filter, this human body, this human mind that we have, is so valuable, because it is limited in what it can do. You're not limited in what you can do because you're an infinite being having this experience. But in this experience, you're using this vessel to get through, and this vessel is limited. The limitation is the gift, because it allows you to use your energy to move things that are limited. Allows you to see what you truly are, that you can take something that's limited and expand it limitless. That's what you are. So if you lived your life with just those 2 understandings, if you just took it for today, even if you said this won't be forever, you're just going to focus on these 2 things for a year. Until whenever you're listening to this, March 10th, 2025, you will do this every single day, hyper-focusing, making sure your focus points are attached on what you want most, and knowing that this is an experience, and in this experience, what you focus on, you will create more of. What you observe, you will create into your experience more of. If you just lived by those, just for a year, I promise you your life won't be worse. It'll be different. That doesn't mean it won't be hard what you go through. There's a saying that I am learning so powerfully right now. And when I say I'm learning it, I've known these sayings before. I've read these quotes. I've read the things. You do too. You read them all the time. You listen to podcasts. You read books. You take these things and they inspire you. You take that word. But there's knowing something and actually knowing it. You see, to know and to not do is to not know. Right? If you only know it from reading it, but you don't know it from being it, you don't actually know it, because you are a being. So you have to be it to truly know it. What I know now, truly know, I knew it, but now I know it, is that your new life, the new thing that you're going to create, it is a different frequency. And so when they say your new life will cost you your old one, it just means your old one can't leave the frequency that it's in, no matter how much you want it to. Your new one, the one you have your vision, is a different frequency. If you continually stay in your frequency but desire the next one, you will never receive it. Because it's not separate from who you are. It's not separate from the frequency that you operate in. It is that frequency, so you need to become that frequency. Everything is here for you. So maybe for a little while, don't worry about what happens after. Don't worry what happens, beyond the veil, like all the things that we get into. Just think that you are having an experience, and in this experience, you are the observer and the creator. Whatever you observe, you will create more. If you just live your life with that bit of knowledge, it will change. You will rise up. You will empower yourself if you keep it on positive things, because knowing that what you're going to observe is going to expand. If you go to the negative, then that's what you'll do. You'll expand the negative. Then you'll understand that people that suffer with depression, if this is true, what I'm saying, if it's true, when somebody suffers with depression, why that's so painful. When they're struggling with depression, why it's so hurtful, why it's so hard to handle sometimes. Because you're going to see the negative and you're going to attract more of it. That's what's so difficult about it. So give yourself a year or some point in time where you're going to know that what I focus on, I expand, and own it every single day. Rise up and become the rising tide that lifts all ships. Well, thank you so much for listening. I hope this episode was impactful and gave you a different perspective on whatever it is that you're going through and really help you see that you do have control. You do have power. If you want to make sure you don't miss a single episode, make sure you subscribe to my email list. There's a link down below. It will keep you up to date with every single episode. And that's all it is. There's no sales to it. There's no nothing. It's just sending you a reminder just in case you want to make sure you don't miss an episode and you might step away from your listening device or however you do it. You can also follow me on social media. There's my Instagram and TikTok down below. I appreciate all the follows there. I do still have a spot open for the coaching that I've been talking about. This is for the entrepreneur, someone that really wants to shift themselves so that it will shift their business. Like really going into the frequency things, really going into purposefully moving your mind and setting on a frequency that you want to exist on, and then all things connected with you, getting them to exist on that as well. If this is something you're interested in, this is a high ticket. It's a expensive investment, and so it's not for everybody. It's for select people looking to use that for their business. If you want more information on this, the easiest way, of course, is Instagram, or you can message me through the email below. I've appreciated everybody that's I had the chance to talk to. Everyone has so many amazing things going on in their experience, and you can all do it. Whether you work with me or you listen to the podcast or you find whatever it is, if it's on your mind, it's doable. If you can see it in your mind, it's doable. But you have to get past the part of seeing it as something separate than you and really turn it into something that is you, to where you operate every single day, showing the universe that that is you at every turn. It's a process. It takes time. You'll have steps forward. You'll have step backward. But as long as you constantly show up as if everything was watching to see who you are, do it, the universe will provide. You will provide. So you can do it, whether we work together or not, whether you reach out or not. But I've loved everybody that I've had to talk to or had the opportunity to talk to. And so I just appreciate it. Well, thank you so much for listening. Have a great day. And I can't wait to talk to you next time.